Hello, I'm Leanne de Bassompierre, and I'm with the Prime Minister of Ivory Coast, His Excellency Patrick Achi. Prime Minister, first off, you had a recent health scare. How are you doing now?
I'm doing fine. As you know, the last couple of years was quite hard, and we had to be very concentrated, and there was a lot of work, and I needed to have a little bit of rest. I was like burnout, so now I feel much better now.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. Of course, Ivory Coast is the world's #1 cocoa producer, and it relies very heavily on the European Union for the sale of its beans. And now with proposed sustainability laws that threatens some of the country's exports, what is Ivory Coast doing to prepare for them?
Thank you very much. You're right. Côte d'Ivoire is the first world producer of cocoa, producing 40% of the world production, which represent around 2 million tons. That represents also here 40% of our domestic growth, and also 40% of our export, of total export, 47%. And that feeds between 5 and 6 million people. So you can represent how important it is for us. We heard about the legislation that was going to be set up in the European Union about a year ago. And since then, we set up a team that is going to work with what the group they have here called the European team, Euro team. And we've been working together and preparing for that legislation to come up. I think the 3 key issues they pointed out was deforestation, was also about the cocoa price to the producer, having a decent price. And the third one was the child labor. We've been setting up and working on a lot of legislation, and now we're doing our best on the implementation side. But I think that we're going to be ready for the implementation of that legislation, which will be not only in cocoa, but I think that in many other areas. I think the US is thinking about the same thing, and on our 2030 vision, which will start with the 2021 and 2025 plan, we're going over every single raw material that we're working in to be sure that it will be produced on the paying attention and respecting sustainability, which is now, as far as the world consumer are concerned, really a serious matter of subject of concern, I should say. So yes, we've been preparing. Yes, we know something is going on. Yes, we think we're going to be ready.
When we talk about farmer pay, Ivory Coast and neighboring Ghana introduced the so-called living income differential at the start of the last season in October. Some have said that it has failed or is failing. What is your opinion on this, and what is your assessment of it?
I think it's been a great achievement. To be sitting, all of us, the producer, the countries, the governments, the industrials, and talking about the fact that the price paid to the producer, the farm gate, was not a decent price, that we needed to do something to increase it, was something very good. Now we set up an amount, and then we started the implementation. As you know, on this kind of project, the starting is not always easy, the implementation fast. So that was the first campaign that we started, and we think that so far it's been so-so, but we think that by next campaign, things should go much smoother, much further down. And I think that there is the political will by, in the side of the government, as well as the industrial, as well as Europe and everybody. So we don't think why it shouldn't be, move forward okay. So I'm so far happy with it, and I think it's going to work.
Okay, Ivory Coast has recently launched an anti-terrorism center at a time where jihadist attacks are moving south. What are your thoughts on France's plans to end its Barkhane military presence and its potential impacts on regional security?
I think that we should, first of all, thanks France. A couple of years ago, as you know, terrorists were moving down to Bamako, and they moved all the way to Mali to stop the terrorism advancing, and that was a very good thing on the demand of all ECOWAS. President Alassane Ouattara was at that time heading, ECOWAS. And since then, the region has been having, through ECOWAS and West African Monetary Union, a lot of thinking about, how they can help themselves prepare to be able to defend themselves, Now, it requires a lot of equipment, a lot of well-trained people and money, and that's not an easy task. And all friends beyond France, a lot of countries have been helping. And as you know, a couple of days ago, with the help of France, we've launched and inaugurated an academy where soldiers from all over the countries will come and be trained on counter-terrorism, on how to fight against terrorists, which is a good way. And we think that at one point, one way or the other, down the line, a country has to prepare himself to resist to such a terrorism attack. Now, as I say, it requires a lot of resources, and we cannot afford to buy all needed equipment to train all people. We still need help. We cannot comment on French decision, but what we're saying is that the West African Union and the ECOWAS is also preparing ways to be able to defend itself against terrorists. As I say, we have this training center. We're putting more and more money on equipment, on training of people. And we think that down the line, I don't think France is saying that from one day to the other they're going. I think there will be a roadmap that will be discussed with all main concerned countries, and step by step, as we move forward, getting much better prepared to fight against terrorists ourselves. Maybe they will retreat slowly and smoothly. That's what I think. I don't think they want to leave the region just like that as we are right now. But I think that it's a common concern for all of us, not only Africa, but Europe and all the world, the issue of terrorism. So we're working together on that. And I think that, it's something that will move forward. Great. I don't think there will be any major damage on the process.